All right. Good evening, y'all. What's going on? Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and I'm the new black. We're early tonight. This is the new black. So it's gonna be it's a special edition type show tonight, and what a way for me to have to launch this debut of the special edition show. Uh, like no other with my guest for tonight. I got to tell you guys the little special thing that's going on. I sat on her show and was interviewed by her, and now I get to put her on the hot seat and do my thing. So I believe she's ready. She's a professional, and she'll handle. We're gonna have fun tonight. So you guys, again, you can tune in, ask questions if you need to. I already see a couple of people. What's up, Smoke? Tyreek is in the building. And so people are jumping on and they're going to have questions for you. Let me start off by telling you, I met this lady back in January at the premiere of the Whatever It Takes, the movie When Blood Runs Cold premiere. And she was on the red carpet working her magic as part of her team, Pipe TV, doing a red carpet event. And she said to me, and it's been, she spoke some positive energy. Her words to me was, let's connect. And we have connected this year, and we've done some work, and we've done some. I didn't even know I was going to be working for her. So she's kind of like my boss in a way on certain days of the month. But she is a model. She is a radio host. She's a television host of her own show, and I happen to be working for her on that show. And obviously, I haven't gotten fired yet, or I ain't quit, so it's been all right. So, but I'm so happy to have her on the show tonight. And I know how sometimes on 10:30, sometimes us older folks tend to go to bed a little early, but she's here, and we're gonna keep her up for an hour. So we'll welcome her to the show right now because she's kind of in the green room, but she's not. Please welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, Tonni Young. Miss Tonni, how are you doing, darling? Unmute yourself so we can hear that wonderful voice.
Hey y'all, how are you?
Oh, I'm
Hi.
good. I'm good. Thanks for doing this tonight.
Look, thank you for inviting me. Of course, I would be in my bed right about now, just chilling.
That's why I said exactly what I said.
Again, I'm doing this for you, and I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. And you not doing it from your bed is another thing that's cool. But
Yeah,
it is after dark. So you could have done it and we could have had whatever works.
yeah. Well, look, I got my little something, something, to try to keep me up. So,
Good
hey,
deal.
for
All right.
you.
Well, maybe next time we'll work that out. Got a lot of folks tuning in. Denise is tuning in. Stevie Bird's tuning in. Tyreek, Jessica Elliott. You guys, again, if you feel
Hey,
like you want
folks.
to ask any questions for Miss Tonni, just let them fly and we'll get them in. So, Tonni, let's get
Yeah,
it going because I got a lot of stuff I need to
yeah.
start.
Well, I'm an open book, Sean. Let's go.
Well, listen, I like to read open books because that's the only way
Let's
to
go.
read.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's start off a little easy though. Let's start off again. I met you earlier this year at the premiere when you were working with Pipe TV and you were
Right.
on the red carpet doing a great job. And then when we finally started communicating, you told me that you were a radio host and you were a radio host working with Mac.
Right, Mac 357.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I've
Yep.
met all these people, and then I went obviously and looked at your pages,
Yes.
and I saw the other side, Miss Tony.
Yes.
I saw the one that don't
Yeah.
like to wear too many clothes and certain models and
Yeah.
runways. Now you're, excuse me, you're a model. So you're a
Yes.
model, television host, radio host.
Yes.
You do all of that. So where do you
Yes.
hail from? And let's go from there. Where are you originally from?
Okay, so I'm originally from Belize City, Belize, via Brooklyn. I was raised in Brooklyn and was living upstate for a while, and now I'm in the Bronx. I mean, it's that simple.
Okay, cool. Well, to the Bronx. That's a
Hmm.
journey. All right, good
It
deal.
is.
And when did all of this stuff start with the entertainment stuff from the modeling?
Okay, so when I was younger, my mom, she actually being in the Caribbean, they talk about diversity, making sure that the kids are culturally raised
Hmm.
and that we have a lot of different things under our belt. So it started with my mom putting myself and my sister, that is just the two of us, in different types of classes: music, dance, drama. We had art. We did foreign language. I mean, we touched upon everything. Um, I really excelled in dance and music, um, specifically in piano. That's how I started doing piano. And it was all classically raised with the piano. Um, During that time, also, I was learning the bass, the guitar. I don't think I hit any wind instruments,
Okay.
but yeah, but all that music there. And of course, dance. Dance was my forte. Traveled as I got older. Traveled with at least three different companies, a little bit of touring in my teenage years. And so the entertainment, the musicality, all that stuff was always in me. And as I had started to have children, I put my kids in dance. And in doing that, they were also doing competitions, specifically my daughter. She was doing competitions. And while she was doing competitions, I was also looking into agencies as far as castings, modeling, and stuff like that. Next thing I know, I was able to connect with someone where we actually put together an entertainment company. It was called Millennium 2000 at the time.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's still doing it, but at that time I started to recruit artists, and that was my job with them to go out and find artists. And that kind of just went down to the side, and life happened. And but always in the back, there was always kids coming and asking me, because I was very much involved with my church as well, and I brought spiritual dancing to the church. So between that and regular dance competitions, kids were always asking me, "Hey, Miss Tony, can you, choreograph me a dance?"
Right.
So I
Right.
would do that. Yeah, I would do that, and it was just always in my soul, just always something. Oh, I always happen to move away from it, and then next thing you know, it's bringing me, something is drawing me back in. And next thing I know too, I'm dealing with artists. Artists. Some artists are asking me, can you look at my routine, or can you help me practice? So I was doing that. Next thing you know, I'm styling them too. So that's another thing that had to go on my list as a
Right.
stylist. So I'm styling people also.
Nice.
So it's always been, yeah, it's always been in my
You're the
soul.
typical quote unquote Caribbean. You might be Jamaican.
Yes.
Might be Jamaican. All this stuff. So,
Many jobs, many
yeah.
jobs.
So but that's awesome.
Absolutely.
But that's
Yes.
awesome. So right now again moving into, because we have an hour, so I want to make sure we tap into a lot of stuff.
Use the whole thing. Go ahead.
Jumping in on obviously the talent. You are here in New York City now. You're doing your thing. What did you find it difficult when you first started to do, or to get where you wanted to get, as far as in the entertainment field, where you're now, as opposed to where
Um,
you are now?
no, believe it or not, I did not find it difficult. I always had these near misses. For example, I told you I was very much into dance. Um, I started to look, and my teachers knew too that I was really much into dance. And this was back in elementary school. So my teachers used to say, "Hey, there's a casting here and a casting there." And so many times I got so close to the point where, do you remember the tap dance kid that was out on
Of course,
Broadway?
of course. Yeah.
Yes. So that was supposed to be me. So I
Okay.
got chosen. Yeah, I got chosen for the part, but just at the same time, they wanted a guy. So although I was getting ready to go to those rehearsals, they were like, we went with somebody else.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
somebody else. Yes.
But maybe okay. So,
And
but when that door closes, obviously that wasn't for you. It was
correct,
for that person, and
correct.
Miss Tony Young had to move on to every whatever else she was supposed to be
That's
for her.
that's it. That's it. And I just started dancing again with other companies, Ballet Hispanico, Ballet de Puerto Rico. There was another one I forgot that did a whole lot of modern dancing, and we were moving around the community, moving around different states. performing, and so I kind of went in that direction.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then, okay, so now fast forward again. Let's keep it rolling because it's so
Uh-huh.
much, and you seem so comfortable talking about yourself, which is really really good. Because at one point you're like, well, I don't know about, I can't. Yes, you.
Yeah, I had to stop for a moment when you told me I had to talk about myself. Yeah, I had to stop for a moment and be like, oh, okay, let me try to think about what I used to do, because I just do whatever it is. I just end up just doing it because I like it. So to stop and think about what I did, it that is kind of hard for me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep the train rolling. I got this. I got
Let's
you.
go.
We
Let's
hooked.
go.
I
You're
hooked you up.
doing
You
you're
are the
doing
caboose.
good.
I'm the engine. You're the caboose. So you hooked up, and we all roll.
We're
Now
following.
you were doing. I'm gonna bounce around. You were doing the Pipe TV thing where you were actually on the red carpet working for someone else on that.
Right.
And now let's fast forward. Your radio show was you were working with someone else.
Right.
Kind of when you do your modeling, you're kind of by yourself. But now you've zoomed
Yes.
into your own thing, your own show, which is on the
Right.
move with Miss Tony. I know the show well.
I
Um,
bet. I wonder how.
yeah, it just debuted this season on Brick.
Yes.
Tell me what the biggest difference is from just working with someone, going to sit down and do your interview, as opposed to now having to do and think
Mm,
everything, especially the type of person you are that I know you to be, that you just can't sit
right.
down and let people do. So
No.
you have to be in every part of it.
Well, Sean, come on now.
No,
You
because
know,
I'm that way as well, but I'm just saying.
yeah, when you work for the man, when you work for the man, you got to do as they do. But now, pulling myself away and having my own, I have this vision. First of all, with this vision, I didn't know I really had it. Somebody else tapped in on that for me, and that was my producer, my executive producer, brother Michael.
Okay.
He actually tapped in on that, saying, "Hey, you could actually have your own show." And I'm like, "Please, just, just, just get the host, and I'll just sit and interview them." Like I didn't want no parts
Right.
of that. But here I am doing my own show, and yes, it is different. It's. I'm not going to say it's hard. It's challenging, and the reason why I say it's challenging is because I have to wear many hats. I
Yes.
have a vision, and now I have to explain that vision to the different entities that actually work with me. And it could be challenging at times, but I enjoy it.
No, and I said I definitely, you said open book, so I definitely
Yeah.
understand it because if it's your baby, you want to make sure your baby, even though you have people that work around you, it's still your vision, your baby, and it's no
Right.
disrespect to anybody. But if you're that take hold charge type of person, it don't matter who you got working for you. Tyler Perry could be in the room like, hey Tyler, did you make sure those lights are, you know what I mean? And you're like, what's wrong with you? but
Right.
but that's awesome. So tell them really what the On the Move with Miss Tony is about, what the show's about.
Oh, okay. So what I wanted to do was bring all my talents into one place. And what I've also grown to know is that a lot of people like to come to me and tell me their stories or ask for my opinion. And that is very enlightening to me because I don't think my opinion counts. Like, why are you coming to me?
Hmm.
But I just seem to draw people to want to tell me their story. So I'm like, why not have a platform for that? Why not change, uh, make my show that platform for individuals to come and tell their story? It doesn't have to be sad. I'm not always looking for like a sad story.
Right, right.
Anything that is happening in your life that you want somebody to know or learn from your situation. So on the move with Miss Tony is a show that is on the move. We go everywhere, anywhere, you name it, we are there. We take the interviews, we do the research on individuals, and I talk to them personally before we even get into the interview. So I
Right.
could
Which is the
see,
pre-intro.
what,
Right.
yeah, where do you want to go? What are you trying to do? You tell me you have a story. So tell me your story. What is it that you want other people to do?
Hey, so Tony, check this out. You are a woman, obviously, you're a woman of color. Do you feel
Yes.
like you have a responsibility for to the culture, for our culture to represent in any type of way? Because sometimes we feel that's already thrusted upon us without us even maybe wanting it too heavy. But I take the responsibility of things I put out. Being a woman and being a woman of color, is it heavier for you?
Um, I don't know how to answer that, Sean. Because I don't want to say that I take on the responsibility of being the point person, being the woman of color. Like I'm not here to represent my whole race. I'm just here to represent individuals. I don't care if you male, female, black, white, Asian. I it's not a heavy burden at all. Again, everybody has a situation. Um, Me being a woman of color, I think it's good that people see that on TV, though. I do want to say I think I'm a good role model for individuals, and but to just say take on that whole race and gender, that's no. I,
But
um,
but but that's you don't have to want to do it for it to happen. Remember years ago, I'm not sure if you remember when Charles Barkley says, "I am not a role model," and kids shouldn't be looking up to him as a basketball player. They should be looking up to their parents, doctors, lawyers, or whatever. But
mhm,
when you're on television, when Kamala Harris, she is now vice president elect, there is a responsibility that she has as far as accepting. No, you don't have to be the spokesperson for the entire race, the entire culture,
mhm,
not everybody, or all women. You know what I mean? But
mhm,
being in the public eye, basically, you're looked on. So when you said you just wanted to people to tell their stories, and
mhm,
you wanted to have that kind of platform, you kind of
right.
take on that responsibility. Even just saying, okay, I'm going to be on TV, and like you said, I'm going to represent the people, but you are taking on that scenario. So the first thing people are going to see
Mhm,
is this attractive black woman. So it's like, what if you put something on your show
mhm,
that's very it's controversial
mhm.
on that level, you will be thrown in there, whether it's political and
Yeah,
cultural or whatever. So I know that's
right.
probably not happened yet, but is that something that you're prepared for?
I think so. I really do. I think I am prepared for that. I'm prepared for it because I mean I have my opinion. I'm not sure how you want me to how to answer this.
I
To
want
tell
you
you the
to answer
truth,
it any way you want.
I'm
Yes.
prepared. Look, I'm prepared for anything that is thrown at me. Everyone has their opinion about something, and I would always respect that. And hopefully, anyone that comes and wants to have a debate with me, I hope they will respect my opinion also. And it's that it's an opinion.
Well, yeah. So listen, let me tell you something. I don't want you to
What?
answer any way. The only way I want you to answer is honestly. Answer
I
your
and
way.
I am.
I'm not even
That's
expect. I don't know what
that's
you're
the
gonna say.
only way. That's the only way I know how to answer is
I have
honestly.
no idea what you're gonna say. You got your little drink down there underneath the camera. I don't
I
know
know.
what
I'm
you're
feeling nice.
gonna
Right, right. Let me take a sip. Hold on. Hold
say.
that thought.
No, that's okay. That's all right because again, there are things that just have to happen, especially in these times. And we take these platforms. Like I have to be responsible as a comedian. I can say what I want to say, but I don't speak for all comedians or all black people
Right.
or whatever,
Right.
or all
Right.
men. But I know I
Right.
do have a responsibility as someone with a platform to
Right.
do proper like Shawn would do. So all right, let's get past jump. You done had another sip. So that means you getting kind of toasty.
I'm getting more loose now.
Get loose there. You might be on the bed in 5 minutes. Talk to me, Sean. Talk to me. So, so moving forward on with you, let's go to the modeling and let's jump back to that. You're not
Okay.
the typical model. We know
I
what
am not.
we know what society says about models, and there are a lot of women who have broken through those norms or whatever that society says.
Yes.
You are a voluptuous woman.
Oh,
See
thank
my
you.
see my
Yes. Yes.
vocabulary? Do you see my
Mhm.
vocabulary?
I see. You trying, you trying.
I'm
I'm
making it happen.
actually, so when I started to get into the modeling, I was told I was told that I was plus size model. But then as I started doing more and more modeling and more investigation into this plus size world, I am not a plus size model. I am a full figure curvy model. So even with plus size modeling,
Yes, ma'am.
there's different terms. Okay. So yes, I am not your standard average model, 5'7" or 5'8" and up and, you know, 110 and you know, a
Right.
size zero. I am not that at all. I am 4 feet pounds and full figured curvy. Yeah.
Macaroni and cheese and oxtails and all
Meat
that
and potato
green.
girl, meat and potato girl. That's
But that
it.
and see
I'm
again,
sitting down sometimes in some of these fashion shows behind stage, and everybody's just trying to munch on a little like celery stick, and I got my whole plate of food that I brought with
go
me
ahead and
from
handle it.
home.
Handle it.
Y'all go ahead and starve. Go ahead. I know we
So
going on in 5 minutes.
yeah, some of these folks are making their comments. Gina says beautiful. Uh,
Thank you,
Tyreek says
Gina.
multi-talented. Gina says, damn, she has to have a recipe to share. Um, no, Tyreek also says, when you are comfortable in your own skin, you will always be authentic.
Yes.
Nanyata says, and he definitely does not bite his tongue. I guess you talk about me because no, I
Uh-huh.
don't. No, I don't at all. Why should
Yeah,
I?
I learned that. I learned that real quick, I learned that real quick.
But that's awesome again because you mess the curve up, and that's great because now society knows, and we know who we're talking about. White folks. We're marketable. We're money. We make them money. We can make our own money, but we've known our beauty all along. You know,
Yes.
we've known how
Yes.
beautiful we are in all shapes, sizes, colors, ethnicities,
But
and
Sean,
all.
what's unfortunate with that as well, that I've learned coming up in the fashion industry so far is that we take it for granted. We don't see our I guess our future in it. You know, we have some of these models that we model alongside and they're getting paid and here we are, we doing it for free because we just want to be noticed. So you have to know what your worth is.
Exactly.
And definitely with me, I'm so lucky to be around a certain circle of fashion industry people, underground, we call it underground
Hmm.
um, models, where there's times where I've gone to a show and I've seen some things happening backstage and some cattiness and these models going after each other, or some of the designers are actually telling us plus size, us full figured models, oh, we don't have nothing for you. And there's times I've actually had a designer's outfit on and saw how they carried on, and I'm like, I can't go out there and represent this, and I would take it off and I left. There's like
Right.
3 times I've left the show, and
Mm.
somebody's like, "Oh, they're not gonna want to work with you." That's okay with me. You guys keep that. It's
Right.
okay with me.
Right. But
I'll find
again,
other
that's
avenues.
you're very obviously your personality is what it is, strong, and you have an independent mentality as well. We're gonna get into that too. But we're gonna get into some sexiness, some sauce real soon because I can't have you on the show without the sauce. And we're gonna.
It's all right,
Yeah,
baby.
there's a lot of hearts flowing up there. I'm not sure if they're for you. For me, I think it's a combination. I have no idea. So I'll give them to you tonight.
Combination. Hey, folks.
So let's go into a relationship conversation.
Okay.
Um, yeah, let's get. I wrote a book called Expressions of Love and Romance,
I
and
read it.
yeah, I'm also dubbed myself the romantic funny man.
Funny man.
So we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the midst, getting ready to go back into a full out second
Yes.
scenario.
Second
Uh,
around, second wave.
Listen, uh, nobody really should be together physically unless whatever your scenario is, like you're with someone. But how are you handling the pandemic? Well, first, let me ask you this, because it may not be a problem for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your intimacy level I ask everybody this when they're on the show. What
Okay,
is
what do you mean by that?
your sex drive? From 1 to
Oh,
10. Are you high sexual, low sexual, medium?
I am high. I would say I'm about an 8.5.
Okay, so what does an 8.5 do? And keep it clean. What during during a pandemic, if you're an 8.5, you know what
Eight
I'm
and a
saying?
half means I don't actually wait for anyone. You know, basically, being how can I explain it? You said keep it clean.
No, I ain't got to keep it really
Um,
that clean. It's after hours, so
okay, so an 8.5 doesn't really have to wait for anyone to please me. I will go ahead and please myself.
okay. So self love.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nothing wrong with yeah. So you didn't have a nicer term for that others. So,
I thought I did pretty well just
you really did. Because somebody over here is like, oh Lord, um,
then. I kept it clean, y'all.
they know better, and that's
Yeah.
Anita. She was just on the show this week, so she know how it go. So
Oh,
self love, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Self love can be
mhm.
it's a stress reliever. It makes you not going to kill people. You know,
Yeah.
you can make love to anybody you want to
Mhm.
in your
Mhm.
session,
Mhm.
and it
Yes.
can be all right. You can have multiple partners. It'll be safe in,
Yes.
in your self love session. That's like one of the best ways.
It is the best way. Like I said, you don't have to wait on anybody. You're always there. Always there.
I'm cool. I'm
Never disappoint.
never disappointed. Exactly. And if you do, you have that conversation by yourself with
By
yourself.
yourself. That's right.
You gotta bother nobody else. Listen, there's another comment. Katie says, "Come on, mother. She waits for no one." That's a compliment for you. We're about to have church.
Uh-huh.
We're about to have church up in here. The young lady, right? It reminds me of America's Next Top Model when the supposed first supermodel, I know for a fact she was not, told the beautiful Takara she was too large to be on
Yes.
the show.
Correct.
But
And look at
Takara
her
is
now.
gorgeous and was curvy. She had thighs, breast, and booty. And that's
Yes,
a compliment
Takara.
for a wonderful,
Absolutely.
wonderful meal. Thighs, breast, and
Yes.
booty. So you got to be able
Yes.
to handle that. So listen, I got to take. We're gonna get better.
Let's go.
Got to take a quick break though for TV
All
purposes,
right.
and then we're gonna
Not a
come back.
problem.
Okay, go ahead, and take your yeah. You just a chance.
You
Go ahead
and
and
you go ahead and pay them bills. Go ahead.
pay the bills. You know the deal. You got a show. You understand. So we're gonna take a quick break. Come right back with more Miss Toni on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. All right, here we go. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. I just
Hey.
when we took that little 2, 3, 4 second break, Stevie Bird, a friend I know from South Carolina, says, "Don't wait, Shawn. Give her my number." This is not the dating.
Hey,
It's
bird.
first of all, again, it's a
Hey,
pandemic. Bird is in
bird.
South
Heck,
Carolina.
heck.
Tony's in the Bronx. Didn't you just hear her talk about self love? All right, good.
Hey,
So no,
y'all.
I'm
Keep
not.
them comments
See,
coming. Let's
this is
go.
this is why I like doing this version of the show because some of these people that talk all this trash, I'm gonna get them on because they like to hide behind Facebook.
We right there too, asking them comments.
Yeah, Sean's licking his fingers, talking about curves. My lips are getting dry.
The lips.
Yeah, get it right. Get the body part correct.
Yeah, it said breast, thighs, and butt, right?
Thank you. I
Made you
appreciate it.
hungry.
I
Made you
sure.
hungry.
There you go. So let me ask you another question about love, romance, and intimacy and all that kind of stuff because I listen well. I listen to women talk. I listen to men talk. I grew up in a home with women, majority women, and
Right.
I respect females. I don't know you 100%, but I understand a lot. Um,
Right.
and there's still this thing with women about now more women to men, the percentage and stuff, and women have slim pickings. Are you having a hard time dating?
Nope.
Okay, that's
I mean,
you
I
answered
don't know
that
how
one
much to.
proper.
I don't know how much to elaborate with
You
that.
don't have that again. That's perfect. That's perfect. Because again, everybody's different. Some people do, some people don't.
Mhm.
Have you ever been married?
Yes, I have.
Y'all been married.
I have. I was married for 6 years,
Okay.
and yeah, that didn't go well.
Right.
Long story short, we're not together. And it was a great. It felt great not to be married anymore.
Okay. So out in your marriage, I guess you must probably have friends who are married and not, and you have probably have friends who are still married. What do you think is the key to the success of a successful just relationship period? We won't even just say marriage because we know what marriage is about.
hmm So I believe it's just having full, honest, open communication, making sure that you understand and no judgment, even when you're about to tell your significant other something that's uncomfortable. You have to get through that. You got to get past that. You got to keep it open and honest so you know how to work on it. Because if you just keep your mouth quiet, things are going to build on it. And then you're going to start to get bitter and then start to have these little fights over like anything, over something very minute, very insignificant. So to me, it's just about having open communication and honesty. Honesty is the best.
Right. What percentage of physical activity, romance, intimacy, the physical side, does it play in a successful relationship to Miss Tony?
50%.
Half? Okay.
Half. Got to. I mean, because, first of all, us as humans, we are visual people. So when we see someone first, that's what we do. We have that lust first. You see the individual and you picture yourself with them,
Right.
and then you start to they have to open their mouth now because you have to talk.
Right.
So for me, you have to know how to talk. You have to have that communication, and then just to top it, to put that little nice flavor on top, the sex got to be good.
Right. So okay. So give me your top three things that interest you in a man. What is Miss Tony's top three?
Um,
Not in any particular order, but
right, right, right. Intellectual,
okay.
a good communicator, and have to have a badass shoe game. I love shoes.
Shoes. Okay. All right.
Shoes. He has to know how to wear shoes.
The size matter?
On what though?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
You
I'm not gonna break my question.
Hmm, to, to, to some extent, yes, because I want to say I've been with different sizes. You got to know how to just know how to use your. You just got to know how to use it.
You got to know how to use what you've been given.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so I could say that about women too. Then yeah, because they're all different shapes and sizes physically of women, but how
Yeah.
you work your womanhood
Correct.
is important.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
If you
Look
know
like
you're lacking in one area, you better know how to do the next.
Stevie says, "I win, yay."
Why you win, Stevie? Tell
Yeah,
me about
why
it.
you win, Stevie? That's not a question Sean would ask you. That's a question Miss Tony asks you. Hey, Shayna, how you doing? People are popping in still. They're having a ball with this conversation. Okay, good. Fantasy.
Keeping it honest. Go ahead.
Give us a fantasy.
What fantasy?
What are your even whether you've done it or not, what is one of
Um,
Tony's fantasies?
one of my fantasies. Sean, I really don't have any fantasies.
Okay, so when you're having one of your
Hmm.
self-love sessions, where have you gone? Like, okay, so I know you watch television and whoever. So who's an actor that turned you on that you might have had in one of your self-love sessions? I mean, he probably not watching, or she is probably not watching the show.
Oh my. There's no one in particular that pops in. I guess multiple men pop in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, woo.
I don't have one
Come on, just
particular.
one right off the top.
I
Out of
really
that
don't because
multiple, out of that group,
because
out of
but
that group.
look, Shawn, you gotta understand. Why do you think I might be thinking about a man? Like
I said
I'm so
woman.
much in. And why would you think I'm thinking about a woman? I'm so much into myself. Does that sound selfish?
Yeah, that sounds very cocky, egotistical, and arrogant. Yes, it does.
I'm thinking of myself. Oh, let me do myself this way.
Listen,
Like,
they're answering for you. Someone says Shamar, and Yada says Shamar Moore. She also says Shawn Cornelius. Wanda says 50 Cent. And then Stevie goes, damn, lost that one. So, answer.
yeah, there's no one in particular that I really
I
do
didn't
think
see this is
about. I
why.
can't.
See, no, this is listen. I'm not going to be a bad host. This is my show, and I know you can answer that question because you said multiple. So take one person out of the group and just say it. Stop trying to dance around it.
Oh my God, I can't. I really can't think about who I would.
Okay, so Miss Tony
Who I'm thinking
fantasizes
about.
about herself during
So
her
okay,
self.
so Shawn, let me hold on for a minute with that. You know why? Because it's not the fact that I felt because you basically asking me to think about maybe somebody that's famous, and that's not necessarily always the truth. It might have been somebody I was walking down the street and I saw, or somebody on my job,
Okay, Tony,
or you know,
stop trying to
no,
back.
I'm so
If that were
serious.
the case, then you say it wasn't someone famous, Sean. It was the dude, the conductor on the two train. No. Who was it, Tony? Give me one session that you thought about somebody.
Oh my gosh, Shawn,
It could have
for
been your
real, Shawn.
bodega dude.
No, it's not
You're
the
being so
bodega dude.
difficult. You're
Oh,
being
I
so
know
difficult
that
right
for
now.
sure.
Take another sip. Take another sip. Relax.
Maybe it's like some of my guests that I've already had,
I
you
know
know.
all of your guests.
Well, that's then go do the research, Shawn.
I
Go
was
see who
one of your
all my
guests.
guests are.
Watch how cocky I'm gonna get. I was one of your guests. My show ain't come up yet. So listen, right?
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
yo, you said open book, yo. You said
I am
book.
though.
Yeah, you just closed the page. You just closed the
I
chapter.
did
All right.
not.
So
I just turned the sheet.
let's move along. Let's move along. Let's move along because we're gonna pass that one. So what are you looking to do? What would be your perfect date after the pandemic? What like because you can't really go out and do what would be
Oh,
Miss Tony's perfect date? The day that they say this thing is gone, everything is cool. I'm not even saying who you with, but what's the perfect?
right. So that's actually a perfect question because that that is something I do think about. How I would just like to go for like a long walk because I love to walk. Just
Okay.
go for a long walk and walk to maybe like a restaurant. But the restaurant has to have those uh, romantic lights, those very dim red ambiance type lighting, sitting in the corner,
Okay.
just sipping on some wine, having a nice meal, and after that, walking back, um, and then just top it off with some little loving. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. I
I'm
mean,
real simple. I'm
that,
easy. Not that easy.
yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say
yes.
Stevie's still on here watching, listening. Be careful what you say
You
about.
listening real close.
Yeah, he's still here. He's like he back in the game. That's what he said. He's back in the game. So, all right, that's cool. So all right. So let me ask you a professional question. What's really I got to get these in every now and then. What's next?
Okay.
What's next for Miss Tony in 2021? Again, with everything that's going down. Again, let's say this thing clears up with your show or a next new adventure. What's happening with that?
So I definitely want to continue opening up my show. I want to actually start to market my show to other um, I don't know what you call it, like to other channels, other stations,
Mhm.
for them to take a look at the show. Maybe even work alongside somebody that's in the news business or in talk show business. Be a guest on their show and start to shadow them and get my show more geared for primetime TV. Also, I've already started my own company, my own. I guess it's a consulting type business. It's
Okay.
called Miss T's Castings, and there again, I talk about doing the and um, development of artists and models, getting them ready for the runway or commercials or just hold many different types of workshops. So that's actually up and running. That I've now made that a company, Miss T Castings LLC. So that's an official company.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. From there too, we I've already have a cast of models, and in with those models, I will be utilizing them and putting them on my TV show, or prepping them to make commercials for the show. So all that will definitely work together.
Good. And it's something that you didn't mention, but I heard Little Bird told me, and this is not about me. The bird told me that you're trying to jump in and do some acting in some
Uh,
upcoming short film or upcoming project. Would you like to mention that?
yes, yes, I would definitely like to mention that. So I have an opportunity to work with this great director. He's a great writer, Mr. Shawn Cornelius,
Holy
on
shit.
his short film. Yeah, this guy, you got to meet him,
I would love
right?
to.
So his short film called Decisions, and we're looking to get that off the ground shortly. And yeah, put my little acting skills to use.
Good.
Um,
Looking forward to that. There's a question
yeah.
over here. First of all, I'll get to the question and I'll get to Stevie's comment. Well, let me do Stevie's
Oh,
comment. Stevie says, I'll be in New York next month at my brother's T Groove in East New York. I know where Skate Key is. I used to DJ at Empire with
oh,
Stevie. You
yes,
talking about 1990, 80 something with Skate Key. Skate Key used to be that
yes,
not too far from me, but that ain't there no more. That is now a
right,
U-Haul place. So you can come there,
right.
bring your skates and skate outside.
But I know where he's talking, right there on East. I know where he's talking about
Yes,
though,
yes.
Eastern
Yeah, he
Parkway.
said he used to at Empire with Big Bob. Nanyata says, question for both panelists. Is there a such thing as being too good or too nice on a date or in a relationship?
Yes.
On a date,
OMG.
totally.
Yes.
In a relationship,
Look, especially look, this is for me, okay? My opinion.
do date
When
first. Do date first.
I'm gonna do date first
Yeah,
because when you're dating somebody, this is a time for you to be yourself. Be yourself, because at that time you could basically tell somebody fuck off. Like I don't like you. I want to finish this date. Or you could say, hey, let's continue. Let's go here now. Let's go here. Let's talk about it. So to me, being on a date is so very important to just basically be yourself. Know how to say no or yes, I like this, I don't like this. Because then you could weed out all that shit real quick, real
right.
quick, and move on to the next date or the next person.
Right. That's an easy one. The date is an easy
Hmm.
one. Because yeah, I have to say I've experienced that where it's like, okay, this ain't happening, can't be too nice. But you try to be nice to be cool and respectful to people.
Hmm.
But yeah, so what about relationships? Is there a such thing as being too nice in a relationship? Because isn't, well, go ahead, answer first, and then I'll give my
In my opinion, yes. It's not healthy to be too nice in a relationship. Why? Because I feel like it's only gonna jeopardize how you truly feel, and it will make you start to maybe not like the person, or this is I'm trying to think of this word. God, there's a word that I want to use, but you basically you're gonna start to feel it on yourself. It's gonna start to bother you if you're too nice, especially if the other person is not receptive, is
resent,
not hearing or
resent,
not
kind of like
hearing.
resent.
Yeah, resent. Yeah, you're gonna start to resent that individual.
Yeah, I want to ask Nanyata though to give us an example of being too nice in a relationship so that we can gauge basically what she's talking
Correct.
about. And Stevie must be drinking too because he's
What's
commented
TV
again.
saying?
Stevie said, "You, but this is a legit. You have to be yourself at some point. You have to be firm and let it be known
Yes.
that you're not a pushover. No woman wants a weak man. And
Mm.
Tyreek says you can't be fake. True. And those are
Yes.
very solid comments coming from men.
Agreed.
You know,
Yes,
I think
agreed.
in a relationship it's kind of dangerous because you do. Sometimes you'll tend to lose yourself and people
Yes,
take
I like that.
advantage of you in a situation if you're trying to be the nice one or the good one all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be a mutual thing inside the
Correct.
situation. Have you ever in recent, because obviously when we're young and we don't know, immature or not savvy to relationships, we've been used or whatever level, um,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not the same you were 2 years ago.
No.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
We're supposed to continue to grow mentally with and educate and common sense. Um, have you ever been the one to just leave a dude and just kind of be like, yo, because I know that the Caribbean hot fire blood can come out at times. So
Look, 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 no, look,
what is
look.
the ultimate, Tony? Though, what would make you do that? Since I asked you that, what would make you just chop somebody off like that?
Okay, so first of all, let me pull it back for a minute. Yes, as I was younger, I was that person that stayed in a relationship because I'm that old school, new school type woman where I like being courted. I like the door being held open for me. I like that stuff, but at the same time, I'm independent. So when things was happening, and even though I wasn't happy, again, I have to talk about my marriage. Even when I wasn't happy, I said, let me step back because he's the man. He's supposed to know what's good for me, you know, but that wasn't working. So now moving forward, I learned from that situation. And also with age, you know, our temperament has changed, or I should say my temperament has changed. So I'm now to the point where you tell me something and I'm not agreeing with it, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it. I don't know. Get away. Like I would just straight out say it. And I was told that I was mean. I'm being told that I'm mean now, and but at the same time, I feel good. It feels so great to actually tell somebody, stop. No, I don't want it. It feels good because now you know where I stand. You don't have to guess.
Right.
You don't have to
Uh,
guess on my thoughts.
Really quick, Stevie says, "Love you all. Got to go. 40 more minutes." Stevie Bird is a radio host down in Charleston.
Okay,
So
all right.
he's on the
All right,
air.
Stevie.
Yes, he's got 40 more minutes on the air. Love you, Tony. Talk soon, Sean. Tune in tomorrow. I don't
All
know.
right, babe.
I don't know where he gonna be tomorrow. So, I know his show is on tomorrow in the afternoon. Katie says,
All
"Senator
right.
representative will get you your walking papers with me." So she jumped up and said, "Not being. I guess that's not being honest, not being straightforward."
Correct.
But sometimes
Correct.
some
If I
representatives
definitely catch
are
you in
honest.
a lie, yeah, if I definitely catch you in a lie, that rubs me all the
Okay,
wrong
I
way.
got to back up though because you said something I want to get clarification on. You said he
Okay.
should know you. Now, are you saying because you've been with the person long enough? Because again, that becomes the thing about mind reading, and no man or no woman is a mind reader. So when are you talking about he should know what you want or how you are?
Um, yeah, definitely. When you start to be with someone, especially over, I would say a year, they should already know what your likes and dislikes are. They shouldn't have to still be guessing.
That's a true statement, but with women that I know that I've learned that you're not that easily. You're a little complex. You're a little bit more complex than that.
We may be complex. Me, I think I'm really simple. I would
Okay.
already tell you what I like, what I don't like. And if you keep doing the stuff I don't like after a while, I'm just gonna let you do it. And then guess what? My emotions for you is starting to turn off.
I get you. Now, see, that's why I wanted clarification because when you say some women don't say, they want you to guess or you should know. You know what women like. Well, listen, you're different than the last one I was with. You're different than my ex. You're
And then we
different.
go back to that's where we go to the conversation stuff.
Right.
Okay, you think I should know? This is what I expect the man said. You think I should know? Okay, this is what I think. And he should say what he thinks he knows about you.
Right.
And then if
Communication.
not, then right. And then if not, you correct it.
That's it. Hold on, Tony. It's an Afro second. I got to take a second for the
Oh,
Afro.
right there
Just,
over that
just
side.
one
Okay.
second. Just one
Yes,
second.
right there.
That's all. Because
All right.
I'm like you. I wear multiple hats. I'm my stylist. I'm my makeup person. I'm the director. I'm the producer.
Right.
So just had to take a moment. All right.
All
So,
right. Well, you look
so,
great, Shawn.
well, thank you. Do look lovely too. I must.
Thank you.
Your earbuds look like earrings. I don't know. They look like they look like a special type of earring. And I'm like,
Oh
and
my gosh.
so we're going. We're
Look,
doing.
I'm so glad that it's actually staying in. I got little ears, and these things are like pushed into my ear. They're so big, I feel like they're gonna fall out. So I need new AirPods.
Okay, I'm gonna read this. Wow, this is a long comment. This is from Lanyata that I asked to give an example.
Right.
He says, okay, so I had a relationship where the guy was extremely intelligent, had degrees and everything, had his own vibe. But for some reason, he started smothering me. It started with showing up
Mm.
on my lunch break, but then he would even call me 20 minutes before I got home from work. And he got
Yes.
me a job where he worked. It became
God.
clear he did that to be around me
Oh,
even more. His friends all swore I put some sort of voodoo on him, but I was never intimate with him. I wanted him twice, but ended up having to break up with him. He was overbearing with his niceness, haunts me to this day.
yes.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of smart. I get that stuff because
It's smothering.
that
Yeah.
becomes stalking, when you're showing up at
Yes.
this place. But right,
Mhm.
and then again, we got to continue to understand which certain people what levels they're on. Everybody's not on the right level, so the good thing to do was
Mhm.
to step and understand that that wasn't good for
Step
you
out.
or
Step
him.
away.
So yeah, Anita says, yeah, that's a stalker. The messages are coming up. And that's you have to
Yeah.
be able to recognize these things, ladies. And you have so even
Yes.
when you recognize that, you should still be able to recognize when someone is being genuine or who they are, how they are,
Correct.
and it not be maybe because they just don't know. And again, that comes to communication. Hey, listen, you can't show up at my job. Listen, you don't call me all day long. You can
Mhm.
check with me and check on me. That's cool. Say
Mhm.
these things, communicate these things.
Correct.
Communication. That's where we sometimes don't do because like, oh, I'll let it go.
Right.
So listen,
Right.
Katie said that's a restraining order, love. So I guess some women have dealt with it. I like it when the people on Facebook help the other people out. That
That's
plays
for real.
spirit, right?
That's
So
for
here's
real.
what we're gonna do, Tony, because I got something I'm gonna do called favorites before we close out the show. This has
All
been so
right.
much fun, but I want you to tell the folks where they can find you. You give them your social media so that the people can connect with you. I know Stevie definitely wants it. He said he was going, but he's still there. So
Right.
give them all
He was
that's
waiting.
a restraining
Oh,
order. That's a restraining
Stevie.
order, Stevie. So give them your social media so they can follow you.
Okay, yes. So guys, you guys could follow me on Tonni Young. That's the Facebook, Tonni, right? So that's my Facebook. Also on Facebook is my like page, Miss Tony. That's with an MZ, right? And on Instagram, I'm Ms. Tony underscore promotions or Ms. Tony underscore fashion model. So those are my pages.
I got to type all these things on the screen when I edit, right?
Oh,
Do you have
so
any
what?
more that you want me to sit down for an hour and type up and put on
You
your
want you want my email address? I got email addresses.
whatever works for you?
Yeah, well, look, guys, if you also want to be on the move with Miss Tony, you could hit me up on Ms. Tony Bookings
Right.
dot pipe TV at gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in trying to get cleaned up in far as your performances or as a model, anything like that, you could do Ms. Ms. T. dot castings at Gmail.
See, you got so many. You don't even remember half
Yeah,
of
I
them.
gotta keep track of
It's
them.
like
Yeah.
passcodes. You don't remember your passcode. All right. So thank you, Tony, for hanging out with me tonight.
Thank
Love you,
you. It
brother.
was fun,
Appreciate you.
Shawn.
So look, before we close the show out, and everybody now is talking about Stevie. Stevie says, "I promise I won't stalk you, just admire you." And and Nita says Stevie is heading down Stalker Lane. And Katie says, raise your hands and tell God, thank you, girl, because they're talking to the Nanyata that she got out of that situation. Who
Right.
else? Nanya says, I have been feeling guilty about that for years. Don't feel guilty.
No, girl,
Don't
don't.
feel guilty. And Gina says, so
No.
beautiful. And then Yaya says, this was awesome. So really quickly, Tony, let's do favorites to close out the show.
Okay,
One
let's
word,
do
if you
it.
can, or whatever it is. They're really simple. I'm going to do them 5 really quickly. Tonni Young's, Miss Tony's favorite food,
Chicken.
chicken. Miss Tony's favorite song.
Anything with boys to men, really.
I knew you were going to miss that. Okay, anyway. Miss Tony's
Well,
favorite
for
movie.
anything for them. I don't have one. I
Miss,
hardly watch movies.
okay, Miss Tony's favorite state.
States. Ooh, Florida.
Okay. And number 5, Miss Tony's favorite time for lovemaking.
Early morning, like 1 a.m. to anytime around there.
Okay. Oh, like nighttime morning, not when there's light.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
like, going into.
I'm going to throw a bonus one at you. Miss Tony's favorite virtual host who hosts the show After Dark with Shawn Cornelius.
Wait, give me a moment. How much time we
I'll
got?
say it again. We don't have music. Miss Tony's favorite virtual talk show where the host is Shawn.
Look. The one, the only one for me, Mr. Shawn Cornelius.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much again, Tony. Lovely. This has been
Thank
awesome.
you.
And I appreciate you guys. Listen out there on Facebook. Thank you so much for
My
tuning in.
Facebook.
The very first special edition, weekend edition of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius, my wonderful host. Co-host. You sound like you was a co-host.
You might as well. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Miss Tony, Miss Tony, and Denise gives you a thumbs up. Your production directors out there.
Hey, yes, my
And
production
everybody,
director
thank
for
you
my
so much.
show.
As I always say, guys, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. Continue to be safe. Nothing more serious than what's going on now in life. I love you all for the continuous support. And somebody said, Steve Harvey. Listen, I ain't got time to mess with them. I got to cut the show short. Thank you, Tony. Love you, darling.
Thank you, Shawn.
All right. Good night, guys.
Family.
Take care of yourselves.
Good night, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
Okay, nothing but hearts still going up. I'm going to edit this part out. This is the bonus. So you still have 4 minutes. You can say whatever you want to say to the folks out there because there's like 8 to 10 people still on watching.
Okay, well, look, guys, how are you? I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure you share this page. Make sure you share Shawn's page. Make sure. Oh, I forgot. I'm also on YouTube, so look me up on the Move with Miss Tony on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll make sure I put that. I'll make sure I put that on the credits.
Put that link. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that you guys remember to also be well, be safe. I just got a family member that passed away from COVID.
I'm
so
sorry.
It's still out there, guys.
The timing was wrong. I'm laughing at Stevie because Stevie said,
what he's saying now?
He said, talk to me, Tony.
What you want? What you want me to say? What you want, Stevie? What you want?
His name is Stevie Bird. So you probably got a friend request from Stevie Bird. Gina says, what a great
might already be my friend.
He might be. He used to come on the music show. What a great show. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Gina. Gina and I went to junior high school and high school together. And she's
okay, Gina. Hey.
Katie said it was me, and I said, beautiful energy. All right, good deal. So we made my time, good time.
Hey, I know. It was a good show, Shawn.
This was beautiful energy. Thank you so much for staying up late. So good night, everybody. Again, we just had to cut early for TV purposes. Go ahead and get your drink on and get your little self session. Enjoy yourself.
You know it. You know it.
Every time I hear that song by the Jacksons, enjoy yourself, I'm going to think of you.
You going to think of me? Thank you, Shawn.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself with me. That's it.
Ow.
All right, darling. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Have a good night, all.
Stevie says, if you can't join him tomorrow, Magic 107. Yeah, his show is on the internet. Magic1073fm.com. He does an oldies show. Really good.
Oh, I like oldies.
We go back to like 2000 when I used to do radio in Charleston. So I've known him for about 20 years. So he's been there since then, and he does a great oldies show.
All right, so that's up on your live right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll
what
see
he
it.
just
Yep,
put in,
Stevie
because I'll
Bird.
go
Yep,
back and look for it.
yep,
I'll try to
Magic.
look for you, Stevie.
All right, get off the thing, Stevie, and go back to work. All right, y'all. All right, Tony. Take care, darling. Love you.
All right, bye. Peace, guys.